Hi, welcome to my channel. In this video, I will be speaking about types of constructors. Before watching today's class video, if you have not watched my previous videos, please watch them. This was the first video where I made on object and class concept. I have explained the class and object concept with lot of real world examples. So this video will help you to understand the theory concept of class and objects. And then you can watch this video where I showed you how to write Python code to create class and object, and also I have explained about self keyword and even init method. So in today's class we will look into the types of constructors. So let's get started. There are three types of constructor: parameterized constructor, non-parameterized constructor, and the last one is default constructor. And the example that I had taken and written the code, that is non-parameterized constructor. That means whenever I created an object, I did not pass the values. I did not pass the values, and if I wanted to change the value, I directly told that say del dot brand, that is object name dot. If you want to access the data members which is inside the constructor, that is in it, you have to use dot, and then that property name you need to tell equals whatever value you want to give. So this is the example for non-parameterized constructor, because when I created an object I did not pass the values. So when the actual object was created, the default values was given what is inside the constructor. What default values you give inside the constructor, that was given. So there is another way to write the same code, that is you can directly pass the values. Say I want a color to be black, and I want the brand to be, of course it is HP, as I'm creating HP object. So what happens when I do this is, here when I write the constructor, of course, when you're passing two values, self is compulsory parameter, which is actually used as a reference to, or which refers to the current instance or current object. But now you have passed two values, so to accept that, we call that as arguments. You're passing two arguments, so in order to accept that, you have to create two variables. To accept the color, that is black or whatever you give, I will use the variable name as color, and to accept the brand, I will accept it in a variable brand. Now instead of gray, I have to say color, because whatever values you are passing, it comes and sits in a variable color, and that is what color you need to give it to self dot color. And similarly, instead of MacBook, I will tell brand. Always remember, when you write self dot color equals, this is when you're assigning the value, the assignment happens from right to left. So what is after equals is color, so whatever is in color is given to self dot color. When HP object is executed, so self will be referring to HP object. So HP's color is equal to whatever is in color, which is black that you have passed. So black is passed, and color variable is now have storing black, and that is what you're giving to self dot color, which is HP's color. It will change it to black. So this how it works, and this is the example of parameterized constructor. Now the last one is the default constructor. So the first example where I took it was non-parameterized constructor, wherein I just created an object, I did not pass anything. So default in init, what value is there, that is what it was giving. Or else if you want to change, you were changing by telling there in my example HP dot brand equals, like that you were changing. So I hope you're clear with parameterized and non-parameterized. The last example is the default constructor. This is very important. Many students are confused between default and non-parameterized constructor. See, default constructor means you're not at all writing the constructor. As you can see, you can never see any init method. There is no init method, no constructor written here. So you're simply creating an object. And when you tell obj dot, you're calling that function is done, and it will print the default value. Like for check, you have given non done value. So that is what it prints. Let me try this in my example. This is parameterized constructor. As you can see, the parameters are passed when you're creating an object. So let me make this as default constructor. Now, for default constructor, you know that we should not write the function in it. So I'm deleting that. And of course, I have to remove the parameters, as this is not parameterized constructor. I'm just removing the parameters. And here I will create variable directly where color value I'm giving white, and then brand I'm giving Apple. So doing this, what happens is when you are creating an object and calling the print function, don't you think still it is printing apple and apple? For both objects it is printing apple because you have given the apple as the brand. So that's the default value that it prints. So this is an example for default constructor. What happens in default constructor? There is no constructor. So there is no init method. You know that init is the constructor in Python. So there is no init method in the default constructor. If you want to change the brand, can you actually change here in default constructor by saying hp dot say brand? I wanted to change it to HP. Similarly, del dot brand, I need to make it del. So can this happen? So let's see if I run. Yeah, it works. So you can directly change the values by saying the object name dot the property, that is color or brand. So this works. So this was the example for default constructor. I hope you understood all the three types of constructors in Python: parameterized constructor, default constructor, and non-parameterized constructor. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video helped you to understand types of constructors. If you felt this video was helpful for you, what are you looking for? Please do like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.